in the vast burning silence of the desert dawn, where the first rays of sunlight sliced across red canyons like silver knives, a lone cowboy named Jesse Rowan felt the world tilt beneath him as his horse collapsed under the weight of exhaustion, leaving him stranded in the heart of the Apache highlands with no map, no water, and nothing but the echo of his own breathing. But he had no idea that within the next few minutes, shadow-painted warriors of an all-female Apache tribe would rise from the cliffs and capture him, binding him into a destiny far greater than anything he had ever imagined. Jesse had always lived his life on the edge of the frontier, drifting between ranch jobs, cattle drives, and long nights under stars that whispered stories of men who either became legends or vanished into dust. But never once had he believed that fate waited for him, disguised as a desert storm. As the women dragged him toward their hidden canyon village, their braids decorated with feathers, their steps silent as mountain cats, Jesse whispered prayers under his breath, not out of fear for his life, but from awe at the fierce grace carved into their every movement. The tribe's queen, Nayeli, known across the four winds as the Mountain Flame, watched his arrival from her stone throne with a face as calm as the still part of a wildfire, her amber eyes shimmering with both strength and sorrow. Though Jesse was bound, he sensed something unusual in the way she studied him, not as prey, not as threat, but as a man fate had tossed into her path for a reason neither of them yet understood. The tribe did not harm him. Instead, they washed his wounds, gave him water, and placed him inside a ceremonial lodge where ancient drums throbbed like the heartbeat of the land itself. When Nayeli finally stepped inside, the firelight flickered around her, making her presence feel larger than life as she told Jesse the truth. Months earlier, a storm had taken their young chief, and though the tribe was strong, tradition demanded the queen choose a protector, a guardian spirit chosen not through blood or war, but through fate's sign. Jesse, a stranger who survived the lands no outsider survived, was seen by the elders as that sign. But Jesse, with his deeply rooted respect for all people and all ways of life, refused the idea of demanding an heir, explaining softly that legacy was not something taken, it was something built through trust, honor, and unity. Nayeli did not grow angry. Instead, she listened, her fierce posture softening as she realized that the strength her tribe sought did not come from force. It came from wisdom, courage, and a heart that could protect without possession. Over the following days, Jesse earned the tribe's respect, not with weapons, but with honesty and kindness, teaching their children how to mend saddles, repairing broken fences, and calming a wild stallion that only responded to his gentle voice. The women, once wary, began to laugh around him. The elders saw his spirit as steady as the northern star, and Nayeli, she began to understand that perhaps fate had brought Jesse not to give the tribe an heir, but to give them hope. When a group of rogue bandits threatened the Apache Valley, Jesse stood beside the tribe like a shield, guiding their defenses, risking his life to protect their sacred ground, and proving in action what he had spoken in words. After the danger passed, Nayeli approached him under a sky swirling with starlight and told him he was free to leave, for their people never held a good man against his will. But Jesse, feeling something awaken deep inside him, a purpose he had searched for across countless lonely miles, chose to stay not as a captive, not as a chosen heir, but as a loyal ally and lifelong friend of the tribe. The queen placed a hand over her heart, thanking him not for what he gave them, but for who he chose to be. And as dawn rose over the canyon once more, Jesse knew he had found a place where stories did not end. They began. For some men become legends by chance, but Jesse Rowan became one by choice. And the Apache women's tribe carried his name across generations as the man who came to them lost, but found himself in their courage, their honor, and their unbreakable bond with the land they called home. And that, out here on the frontier, is how a lost cowboy became part of a legend far greater than himself. A legend that still whispers through canyon winds to this very day.